Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hasan here, Vancouver Realtor. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the rental investment market. So if you are a buyer or if you are, a homeowner that has some equity in your place and you're considering rental investment, I wanted to create a video to talk about some of the different areas that I would look to if you're looking to invest in rentals, why I think that it is a very smart investment decision, especially at this time, and just give you some background because for a lot of people, it's not something that they've been involved in before. They're wondering about, is this going to be a headache for me? Am I going to be able to grow my investment over time? So I'll give a little bit of insight on that as well. So we need to start off this video by talking about the state of the market, what has happened over the last couple years, because this is very important when you're trying to figure out how you're going to invest the equity you have in your place, or perhaps you have some cash funds that you're looking to get into the market with. It's very important to look at what has happened. In the last 2 years, we've seen townhomes and we've seen detached homes increase in value substantially. And when I say substantially, anywhere between 20 and 30% in terms of property values. One of the real estate segments or property types that has lagged behind, and typically always does lag behind, is the condo segment. So where condos have maybe gone up about 13 to 16%, the detached and the attached have gone up again 20 to 30%. So their values have increased significantly. So what has happened now is we've had these prices increase so significantly for detached homes and townhomes, but we haven't seen that type of elevation or gain for condos. And one thing to remember is there's typically always not quite a specified gap, it's not a science, but there's usually a standard-ish gap between a detached home and then a townhome, and then say a larger condo, a 2 or a 3 bedroom condo. And that gap has widened significantly between the townhome and the condo. And so what we're seeing over the last few months are, generally speaking, condos are remaining quite hot, where townhomes and detached homes, they're starting to steady out a little bit. They're not seeing as many offers as before. If you're thinking about a rental investment, my personal opinion, and a lot of people will disagree with this, my personal opinion is if you're to make a move today, it should be into the condo segment. I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why condos, I believe, make a really strong investment. So the first reason why I would consider condo investment right now is the amount of tenants that you can find yourself having access to. Immigration levels are up, and obviously with COVID, the immigration targets, like we've talked about before on this channel, they are ever increasing. When we talk about rental rates, Vancouver now has the highest rental rates in all of Canada, but what might be surprising, number 2 is Toronto, but what might be surprising is number 3 on that list is Kelowna, BC, and obviously these 3, because they have such high rental rates, the vacancy rates are very, very low. So when we see rental rates increase, and they've increased about 20% in the last 6 months, which, it is unsustainable, but what this is telling us is there's a large influx of people coming back towards the cities. So what happened with COVID is everyone started moving east. People were moving out of downtown, out of Vancouver, looking for more space and moving into the Fraser Valley. One of the interesting things to note is over the last 6 months, one of the largest decreases in rental rates is actually out of Abbotsford, BC. So what this is telling us is people have shifted out of Vancouver, and now with COVID kind of behind us and things opening back up, people are shifting back towards the city. I see this in my real estate practice all the time. So what I'm suggesting for clients is if you're looking for a condo investment, a rental investment, to look west. Look in Vancouver, even areas like I mentioned, like Kelowna, low vacancy rate and rental rates heading in an upwards direction. I don't see rental rates coming down. I can't remember a sustained period of time where rental rates have significantly come downwards. So I think just like real estate purchase prices, I think rental rates will keep going up. And lastly, the reason why I would, maybe look towards a condo investment versus, especially when we're talking about rental, versus a detached or, a townhome, is when you run the numbers on what you can get for rent on a townhome or detached, given the inflation, if you will, or the skyrocketing prices over the last couple of years, look, you're not going to cash flow anything, lower mainland or Fraser Valley with 25-30% down, but it's much more difficult to do it on a townhome or a detached home right now. So that entry level condo, I think, is kind of the perfect starter investment for a lot of people to get their feet wet in real estate investing. Lastly, before I end this video, I want to talk about some of the concerns with rental investments. Condos, obviously, they do have strata fees that you have to factor in to your analysis, whether you're going to be able to profit off of your investment. But the other thing you really want to think about, especially in Vancouver and the Fraser Valley, is don't neglect the value of mortgage pay down, because again, it's tough to cash flow properties in the lower mainland and Fraser Valley, but keep in mind, the minute you get a tenant in there, your mortgage is getting paid down. Some people are also concerned about, okay, well, what does the property management look like? Is it going to be a headache for me? Of course, you can hire a property management company. Typically, what they charge is they'll charge half a month's rent to place a tenant, and then you're looking at anywhere between 6 and 10% of the monthly rent on a monthly basis that you would pay to the property manager. So that's always an option as well. Again, you got to factor it into your budget. You may find that you're putting a little bit more down, 30%, 35% down to be able to cash flow some properties, but I think for a lot of people, it makes sense. So I hope you learned a little bit about the rental market and why a rental condo might be a good investment for you. If you did enjoy this video, you learned something from it, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe to the channel. What that does is it sends the video to more people so they can learn from it as well. If you want any real estate help and you're in the Vancouver area, please reach out to me. All my contact info is below. I would love to help you out. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.